Hello everyone and welcome back to the Russian DOTA2 League. This match is going to be a best of 3 between Mousesports and No Tidehunter. And this is going to be in the losers bracket, so whoever loses here is out of the tournament. Not going to be able to continue on. So we're going to have our Mousesports on the Radiant side for this particular game with the first pick, and that leaves No Tidehunter to the Dire with the second. Looks like EGM is actually currently MIA. And going to be gone for this particular game, so No Tidehunter rocking a little bit of a stand-in action there, bringing in Smuggler to replace him temporarily. We'll see if they just drop Smuggler onto the support role like EGM usually plays. It's kind of what you expect to see whenever you have a stand-in, but sometimes if you have a very specialized stand-in, you can run a little bit of a sneakier strat, mix rolls up. And first ban phase already done here. We're going to see both the Wisp and the Phantom Lance are getting banned out by Mousesports, not really willing to pick either of those heroes up. First pick, and as they are first pick, don't want to give them up to No Tidehunter for those second, third easy picks. No Tide choosing to ban out the Batrunner and the Nyx Assassin, just go with the powerful heroes that are definitely first pick material. And we've seen them kind of dominate the pace of a game often in the past. Mousesports now picking up the Keeper Light. Hero that a lot of teams are still favoring. I'm not sure how much longer necessarily it'll last. The Illuminate nerf doesn't seem like a big deal at first. You know, it's just a little bit of the range down, basically how far it goes out to the side, so it doesn't have quite as wide of an AoE. And everyone argues that most of the reason you're picking up Keeper Light, Chakra Magic, such a great ability, and of course Recall on his ultimate to be able to pull someone to you as the game goes on is a huge deal, but his laning presence has been severely hampered by that nerf to Keeper Light. We've seen in the past where players are lining up these Illuminates, trying to fire them through, do the damage, and then they miss, because it just doesn't go quite as far as they thought it would. And that's kind of a big deal in these fights when you're not getting that damage through. The Keeper Light isn't really bringing too much else to the table. No Tide going to respond with Magnus and Lone Druid, so go with the Mag that we see S4 play quite a bit to some great success. I know that a lot of games in the past have been kind of carried for No Tide on the back of S4's Magnus, just wandering around, getting a lot of ganks off early, and then when a team fight comes around, 1 or 2 big reverse polarities, and that can be all that she wrote for that game. And of course, Lone Druid, Emerald Bulldog's signature hero, the Bearman himself. So it's going to be those two, Nature's Prophet and Lifestealer, coming out from Mousesports. So going with the split pushy roles lineup thus far. They already have Keeper Light, they have the Nature's Prophet now. That really helps hinder the effectiveness of a Magnus in the game. When you're split pushing up pretty hard, you got this Nature's Prophet. Of course, the Lifestealer can go with a Nature's Prophet as he teleports using that Infest ability, then get recalled to the fight by the Keeper Light if they need to take a fight. They have a pretty strong lineup right now for trying to avoid any of sort of the shenanigans Magnus can bring to a team with his reverse polarity skewer, all of the other AoEs he likes to run. Chen, the final pickup from No Tidehunter. Very, very brisk pace here. Both teams not using any reserve time, just down to 40 seconds each for being late, because everyone was late today. And now we're going to see the second ban phase go through. Leshrac, Puck, and Queen of Pain going to be the bans coming out from No Tidehunter, trying to take out some of those mid-heroes, I think. Like the Puck, like the Queen of Pain, and I guess Leshrac a little bit just for another support, although he could also be run in the mid lane. I don't know how much Mousesports particularly like running that. We have seen a couple teams sort of run Leshrac outside of the support role as of late, but I don't really think Mousesports was one of them. And on the side of Mousesports, we got Luna, Void, and Shadow Demon actually being banned out. So go with one support, but then also the 2 carries they don't really want to deal with, in the form of the Luna and the Faceless Void. Rubik going to be the 4th pick coming out from Mousesports, so that's going to complete their tri-lane probably with the Lifestealer, the Rubik, and the Keeper Light. Probably looking to pick up something to head into that solo mid lane now. We'll see what they decide to go for. But it's going to probably be up against Magnus. When you look at No Tidehunter's lineup, they have S4, who's almost certainly going to be playing Magnus, and they have that Lone Druid, which pretty much guarantees he'll be heading to that offlane in the hands of Emerald Bulldog. You don't really get a player like Emerald Bulldog on your team and then not pick up Lone Druid as your for him. So this is his signature hero. Windrunner are going to be the pickup here from No Tidehunter. We've seen them run him as a farmer in the tri-lanes in the past in the hands of Loda, and probably what we're looking to see here as well. Since they already have the Magnus and the Lone Druid are going to be soloing, Mousesports. Windrunner not really the best of supports. And Mousesports going to last pick Storm. So going big with the Life Stealer bombs on the Storm Spirit that we saw kind of become popular a couple weeks ago, and then it kind of got phased out a little bit as teams were like, oh yeah, Storm Spirit, we can just ban him out if the team has Life Stealer or whatever else. Can just remember that he's has a huge initiation range, but is really vulnerable to a lot of disables or silences, in particular if they pick up Night Stalker. Don't expect to see No Tidehunter going for that here, though. They're probably trying to pick up some form of support. It's also possible they could grab a carry and just run that Windrunner as a support. Certainly not out of the question. And they're going to go with Gyrocopter. We'll see if they run as Gyro as a support or as a farmer. Windrunner will probably be the other. And it'll be given away by who Loda picks. He's picking up Gyrocopter now. So it does appear like we're going to have that support Windrunner in the hands of the stand-in, Smuggler. And we're going to wait for the players to pick up their heroes now. We kind of expect to see this tri-lane getting run aggressively from No Tidehunter, but at the same time they have Chen, who's not really available to be in the tri-lane. He is hanging out in the jungle. That's usually a sign that it's going to have to be defensive. Chen, pretty vulnerable if you're going to roam into the enemy jungle. Obviously, he has those big the neutral creeps to try and keep him safe, but depending on what he gets early, especially if creep stacks camps get blocked, might not be in a position where he's going to be able to rely on that. We're going to see a pause coming out from Alex as Fada has to disconnect real quickly. Maybe having a little lag spike, didn't pick up his hero yet. But we can go over at least the No Tidehunter lineup for now on the dire side. We're going to have Loda taking up the Gyrocopter, S4 on the Magnus, Emerald Bulldog on the Lone Druid, Smuggleg, the stand-in, taking up Windrunner, and finally Aki on the Chen. Black talking to smuggling. Hi, smuggling. Hi, Black. I know him better. I know better. Alright. Typical Black, just talking about. And on the side of Mousesports, the Radiant side, we got Black taking up the Lifestealer Alex. On the Keeper of the Light, Paz taking up the Rubik. Kilchka on the Nature's Prophet. And that leaves Fada, who disconnected on the Storm Spirit. We'll see him pick it up in the near future. What's going on right now? It's the weirdest conversation. Alright, I wonder... Black, stop practicing Shadow Fiend, by the way. I see you. Shadow Fiend practice coming out from Black, I guess. We'll see how long... It's my G League final surprise? Okay. Yeah, Turban Chen. TI3 finals, Chun versus Seth. Winner takes Seth. So Black was Lifestealer, then he was Gyrocopter suddenly. I love how the portraits always get messed up as the game goes on. S4 going to be ready to go as well, though, as Fada returns. So we're going to be able to get back to it. Okie dokie, so it looks like all the players from No Tidehunter are heading up towards this top lane right now. So it does look like they're going to run this tri-lane defensively, which is pretty much what you have to do when you have a Chen. And I'm not sure if that's really the best. That means they're going to have a sort of Windrunner and Gyrocopter dueling together. I guess Smuggler can run a lot of pulls on this Windrunner and try and get some farm that and levels that way. But definitely not going to be doing as well as he would in an off lane role like normally would see a Windrunner, or even in the mid lane. I guess is a little bit more popular nowadays. And here comes another pause. Typical Dota. Typical Dota. And we can get back to it. Great. Right, so this No Tidehunter trial is going to be pretty defensive, but they can get a lot done, of course, in terms of gaining experience and gold. Trine going to come out now and scout out this tri lane. You're going to see all three heroes are up here, so now they're going to know exactly how No Tidehunter are laning and can respond if they want to adjust. I don't really expect to. This is pretty much the best way for Mouse to run into the lineup of No Tidehunter. They can send Nature's Prophet up here. He's not going to be particularly concerned about dying up against just Gyrocopter and Windrunner. Of course, Chen can approach and try and set up some ganks as well. But worst case scenario, he can always abandon into the forest. Try and get some farm up that way. Looks like contest on this upper river rune. Unfortunately, it is the most useless rune at level 1 regen. Loader just going to pick it up. So, nothing going to come from that particular rune at minute 0. And we'll see who's able to get the best of the farm. Here comes Admiral Bulldog trying to steal this creep wave. And Rubik, not one of the best heroes for doing anything about it, unfortunately. Just wandering around. Keeper Light gonna show up too now, and another hero that just really can't do anything about it. Nothing going on up here. A little bit of harass coming out on Killjoy. He's used all of his mana now on these treants trying to steal a creep wave. And is going to be able to get those treants there. Also blocking the camp. In the meantime, Emerald Bulldog has 2 full creep waves chasing his Panda Bear. It's lost about 2/3 of its HP, but whatever. 2 free creep waves coming to Emerald Bulldog's tower now. So he's going to have a pretty decent time. It looks like Aki already smoked up here. Heading towards the mid lane. Going for a very, very early gank with this Dark Troll Summoner. Needs to wait for Storm to get a little bit closer. Down the cliff. Here comes the Dark Troll Summoner. There's the net. S4 not going to be able to really get in range to do any skewer shenanigans. And that's going to be a failed gank. S4 actually taking a lot of harass as well. Almost going down. He's gonna... Ooh, bottle charge. Saving his life right there. Double bottle charges, actually. Sitting at 30 HP. So that gank definitely not going too well as far as going to the tower, trying his best. But once the net wore off and he wasn't behind him to get that skewer, it's pretty much over for S4, and he should have known it. Illusion Room going to get picked up in the lower river by Alex on this Keeper Light. Not too much going to happen there. Just has some illusions now to be somewhat tedious. Loda diving behind the tower now. Going to cut off the creep wave as well as harassing Kyochka pretty badly. He has that point and rocket barrage now. Power shot going to fly through as well.
Radiant's top tower
It looks like they're getting ready to go. But let's push on the tier 1 tower. Killjoy continuing to get harassed by the flat cannon. All 3 bullets hitting him. 4 bullets not hitting him. Oof. Just can't get out of that 1,000 range. Such a big AoE for that ability to work. Loader going to take a couple hits from the tower here. Only has the 1 Tango left, so it's somewhat concerning for him. We'll see if he ends up going for Mice. He's piling up gold at the moment. And if he were going for phase, I kind of think he would probably pick up some Blades of Attack right now. Just to get as much damage as possible for when he's trying to fly cannon down this creep wave. Looks like a pull going to come out from Smuggler here. Probably just going to single pull, not even try and go get the big camp, just to set up this push even more. Stall this wave out a little bit is the catapult wave. pretty standard timing for running one of these single pulls when you want to go for an early push up in this top lane or bottom lane as well, if you're on the range side. Loda getting ever more gold. He has that Wraith Band up. Might be a sign that he's going for a Ring of Aquila. Meantime, Black farming in the bottom lane on his lifestealer. Has his supports here as well, so it looks like they might be trying to do a little something on the tower. Here, unfortunately, there's a bear. He's trying to steal the creep wave. They're slowing him up. They're going to hit him with an Illuminate as well. He's trying to survive, and he's going to go down. The Illuminate killing him off. Bulldog going to take quite a bit of damage as a result of that. Does he have a resummon? No resummon for another 60 seconds. So a good little snipe off there on that bear, and Emerald Bulldog kind of stuck, not being able to do a ton here now. Creep going to run to his death, not able to attack anything. Stupid invulnerable towers. Aki looking to go for the smoke backstab here in Kyochipa. See if he's able to get it done. Has that centaur. Try and go for some sort of stomp, but don't really expect too much. And tower going to go down the bottom lane. Black will get the last hit. So it's the first tower falling down. It's going to go the way of Mousesports in that bottom lane. The Tidehunter trying to even it up now. Smuggler going to take a lot of harass. Getting hit by a tower here once. Going to get caught in Sprout. And there's another tower hit. First blood going the way of Nature's Prophet up in this top lane. Smuggler just getting in a little bit over his head. Loda not close by and also pretty low in HP. Picked up treads actually. So going a little more of a really hard carry build late game type build. Has a homing missile coming through on this Nature's Prophet now. Trying to do as damage he can, and Chan's going to be able to get the last hit. And now Loda, no TP scroll, getting sent back by the Chen. Chen will die. With the rotation from both the Rubik and the Storm Spirit. And actually going to the creep wave, kind of surprisingly. But going to end up trading 2 kills for 1 up in that top lane. The tower is still going to stand. Nature's Prophet doing a pretty good job of keeping his tower alive. Constantly pulling creep waves back. He does end up getting picked off. But not until after he gets first blood on that Windrunner. And that's going to put him ever closer to that Midas that we kind of expect to see him pick up. Pretty much standard on Nature's Prophet. Porting into the jungle, so it looks like he's done all he can up there, or at least he feels like it. Time to just go and try and get some farm. Invis are going to get picked up by Smuggling in the upper river. Might be thinking about going for a little gank on Fada here in the mid lane. Gonna really need to land that shackle shot or a reverse polarity from S4, which is probably gonna be moderately difficult to land. There's the reverse polarity. Can they get the shackle? It's not gonna latch. There's a centaur stomp, and they're gonna be able to get it down with the nuke from Chen. Doing just enough damage. Storm Spirit will get ganked off in the mid lane. Did expend the reverse polarity for that, but it does slow him down a little bit. And keeps him from getting any sort of big items up that he can start roaming with. We'll see what he wants to go for. It doesn't have treads even finished yet. Just the bottle and Null Talisman to try and give him some last hitting power against this Magnus in the mid lane. I think Orchid, pretty standard build. It's also pretty useful against heroes like Windrunner, like Magnus, and S4 taking a lot of damage. Going to be able to skewer out in time of the Illuminate. Taking a lot of damage, however, from the Vortex. And they are the Vortex with leading to the Overload proc and then the Remnant as well. But gonna be able to get out safely. Was able to just barely get that skewer off in time. A little bit of waiting there from Fada trying to stack the stuns as long as possible. Allows this for to get away. Load taking some rest in the top lane. But gonna port out after getting the last hit on that tower. Gonna even up the tower score now. And Aki going for a backstab in the mid lane. Looks like there is some support here as well from the Lone Druid. Alex taking a lot of damage. Probably going to be okay. Aki way low on HP. And Fada now out of mana completely. Emerald Bulldog can see this and might go for it. Going to bottle up. And one last hit. Going to get Aki down. Now getting shackled up. Going to probably try and bottle to get a little bit more mana. No, bottle completely out as well now. Getting chased by bears. Get by Windrunner. By pretty much everything. Going to get rooted up. And there's the shackle. That's going to be the death of Fada on the Storm Spirit. Getting chased down. Able to get the kill on the Chen, but It's hard to think that trading your life for a Chen kill is really the right call. S4 now getting slowed up. Gonna be able to skewer out of the cooldown's from his team. Gonna be able to skewer out, and the cooldown not really doing a ton. Hits on the supports a little bit. Black gonna get rooted up right away. There's the shackle shot as well. And Black gonna go down. Gyrocopter able to get that last hit with the rocket barrage, laying into him. Let's see Loda pick up a bracer, finishes Ring of Aquila as well now. So probably see him go for drums. This is a kind of standard, very typical build in European Dota right now. The tier 1 tower in the mid lane did go down. And S4 probably in some trouble in this mid lane. Gonna get the reverse polarity of Fada. He's going down. Whew. S4 just not being killable. They keep trying to bring him down, and even the support's very, very low on HP. Alex almost going down to that shockwave at the end of it as well. Try to get a couple right clicks on S4. They keep just barely leaving him alive, and then he skewers that storm there into the tower. Leads to his death. What's the Emerald Bulldog doing? He's got the phase boots up on the bear. 800-ish gold up on his hero as well. Not any boots on him. We'll see what he ends up going for. He pretty typically goes for that armlet build on the bear nowadays. Kind of what you expect to see here as well, as he's not farming particularly great, and that does give you some pretty cost-effective items. Black sitting here farming the bottom lane, has his Midas done as well as treads. Wandering around, currently leading in terms of net worth and last hits. Illusion Rune going to spawn in the lower river once again. A lot of Illusion Rune spawning this game. Not the most particularly useful of runes. Headdress up on Chen now. Looks to be going for that mech. Should have it in the near future, but still quite a ways off as well. Kind of see if he goes for it before finishing off the arcane boots. It's pretty much what I would expect him to do here. But not necessarily have to be that way. Stone Spirit gonna pick up an illusion rune in the bottom river. Just fill up his bottle. Not really gonna be able to do a ton with it. He can summon some illusions. Puts on a little bit of extra damage, but not a huge deal. Passes his arcane boots down the Rubik. And now Nature's Prophet has his minus as well. We'll see what No Tidehunter are going to do about this. They can't wait too long to really get involved. Double Midas up on the enemy team is kind of a ticking time bomb when it comes to farm. You know you're going to be behind. We've got a fight going on. Loda getting saved by the hand of God, alive for the moment. The rocket barrage is going to come out, or homing missile rather. Going to be the death of the Nature's Prophet 2. Reverse polarity coming off from Magnus now on the Storm Spirit. He's trying to zip away, gonna get spotted out there, and he's stuck in trees. I don't know that this was the right direction to go. It's a double kill now for S4 on this Magnus. And it's a 3-for-none fight in favor of No Tidehunter. Once again, heroes barely getting away from the No Tidehunter lineup. Skin in their teeth type HP. Aki farming in the jungle. S4 up to 1,800-ish gold. So we're going to see him with a Blink Dagger pretty soon, with how much work he's already doing. So at 4-0-2, and this is kind of what I was talking about at the beginning of the game. S4 does a lot of work for No Tidehunter early on. Whenever he gets this Magnus, he roams a lot. He's not afraid to use the reverse polarity, which is kind of maybe an issue we see with some of the people who end up playing Magnus. They won't just use the reverse polarity for 1-2 kills. If you need to use the reverse polarity, it's the difference between getting a kill and not. It's pretty much worth it. It's got a kind of long cooldown, 120 seconds at level 1. It's 2 minutes, but if you're getting a kill with it every 2 minutes, that's pretty good. Loda has an Invis Rune activated on him. Gonna spot out this courier here. It's giving stuff to Black. We'll see if Loda's able to get it. There it is. Courier gonna get sniped off by Loda. Now here comes the teleport. He's to go now, and he's gonna be safe. Pa's the only one around who has the Disable to stop it, but Loda can just port to that mid lane. After picking off that courier kill, definitely worth it for him and his team. Even if he's just trading a TP scroll cooldown. Looks like something got stolen there. It's gonna be flat cannon from the Rubik. Not the best or worst of his abilities to take. Obviously, Rubik doesn't do a ton of damage, so it's not the best. It doesn't hit particularly hard. Not like grabbing something like Call Down, which is obviously probably what you would want to get, but Gyro does have 4 abilities, and all of them are decent in their own way. wandering around the Rubik. Not a lot going on. Everyone content to just farm for a moment. Magnus does have his Blink Dagger picked up as well. It's a pretty good sign that they're going to want to do something in the near future. He's not going for a more passive build. Going for something like the mech first. It keeps his team alive when they have a Chen who, of course, is going for it instead. He's only about 300 gold away as well at this point. Oh, no, he doesn't have the recipe yet, so he's actually 500 gold away. The recipe for the buckler is what I'm talking about. So still a little bit away there. 4 minutes ago. Yeah. Thought I'm gonna find a haste rune up in this upper river. Trying to head towards the top lane now. It looks like S4 gonna get something stolen. It's gonna be in power actually. I was expecting it to be shockwave. Turns out it was in power. So gonna be able to put that in a couple of allies. It's only level 2. Gives some additional damage. It's definitely a spell that's nice to have. Though the shockwave is probably what Paz is going for there. And of course, the reverse polarity in a fight is a huge deal. And everyone content to farm as Coach for doing. He still doesn't have boots, finished boots. He actually has 1600 gold though. We'll see what his first item is going to be. We see a lot of Shadow Blades come out nowadays. From the Nature's Prophet, it really enables split pushing a lot more. It gives that attack speed and the damage, as well as an item that gives you that passive invisibility, or the active invisibility. Which is pretty useful. It forces the enemy team to always have something to reveal you if they want to go for a kill on you. As well as the the backstab out of the invis. Pretty powerful, basically physical nuke. Every once in a while.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Ever
under
Bulldog
attack.
farming as well. Almost has that armlet up on his bear. Just a little over halfway there. Probably see that coming up from him in the next 2 or so minutes. And at that point they can try and get involved with some pushing. BKB a little bit off, still in the gyrocopter, about 2,000 gold. He's going for a little bit of a stack here on these ancients, or you've been harassing them a little bit with flank cannon, it looks like. Gonna help him get there. And Storm Spirit gonna pop a haste rune, finds a double damage in the lower river. Throw an auto attack at the bear. It's gonna fly all the way back to here. Whee. So we're going to activate the double damage rune, and Smuggler's going to go down in top rank. S4 in a lot of trouble as well. Going to get picked off, so it's a kill for Nature's Prophet with his ultimate, the one actually last hitting the Windrunner, and Fada able to get the kill on S4. Going to put him down to 4-1. S4 actually going to buy back. It looks like they want to go for a defense in this top lane blank. Meantime, hanging out in the bottom lane waiting. Probably for Loda to just disappear so we can try and put some pressure here in the bottom lane. And waits for that creep wave, and then it's gonna start cutting it off. Here comes the split push. In the meantime, S4 up in this top lane, wants to get something done with this Blink Dagger and the reverse polarity. His ally is not particularly close yet. Gonna drop a shockwave. Does keep his tower safe, and it looks like Mousesports content to just back off. They forced out a buyback. Not the most expensive of buybacks, of course. It's still early in the game.
Thanks from above.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting to see. Loda picks up a Sanj on his gyrocopter, so it looks like we're going to see a Heaven's Helper coming out from him, actually. Killshot going to get stunned up here by the Shackle Shot. Here comes the call down as well, and the Rock Barrage, and Killshot going to go down in this bottom lane. So a good Shackle coming out from Swungling there. Coming off that creep. In the meantime, there's a fight going in the top lane, and now Tidehunter taking 2 kills up there as well, the reverse polarity used. Bias Fork to get another kill on that Storm Spirit as well as the Rubik. And now the 4 heroes, or 3 heroes, looks like Smuggling actually ported down to the bottom lane immediately after. Gonna push up this top lane to the tier 2 tower.
Haste.
Should be able to get it relatively easily. Alex gonna channel and illuminate through, which will slow it up a little bit, but of course that increased or decreased width going to allow Admiral Bulldog to dodge it.
Is under attack. Radiant structures
This bear
are
feeling so
fortified.
empowered, another illuminate gonna get channeled through. Helping to stall it up, but that creep wave will be able to finish off the triple centaurs. Giving the tower the old club, and Chen gets the last hit on the tower. So he probably picked. There's arcane boots up for him now, as well as the mech finished. S4 up to 1,500 gold. Has a bracer, so probably seeing him go for drums, and has the money for it if he wants to pick those up. Smuggle League really not having too much of anything. Has a ring of regen, probably a force staff. Gonna come out there only 800 gold, however, so doesn't even have enough for the recipe or the staff of wizardry. And the armlet is up on the bear, which was the sign that they went for the push. Killchfa is still not really having a lot of anything. There's a Shadow Blade. Figured it was coming. I was like, man, he should really have that by now. And there it is. Looks like he was going in this mid lane. Maybe gonna go on Aki, or at least thinking about it. This is super risky with triple centaurs. Just get stun locked to death, especially Smuggle hanging out as well on that Windrunner, able to set up those shackle shots. And Emerald Bulldog continuing to farm. S4's got some coming in. It's a Ghost Scepter, actually. So, just doesn't want to get killed by Nakes, I guess. Gonna go for the Ghost Scepter. Sold? Did he sell his bracer? Huh. Looks like he sold his bracer for that. Okay. Loda continue to pull, and he's going for Sanj and Yasha. Okay. Loda, I have no idea what he's doing. Sanj and Yasha, an item we pretty much never see on anybody, and that's mostly because it's not very good. They tried to make it a little bit better. It was a while ago, I think now, when they buffed it by making it disassemblable like it used to be. And that allows you to kind of just have it as a mid-game item and then break it down later on, so that you can have the Mantis style as well as the Heaven's Halberd, since Heaven's Halberd is built from a Sanj. And that wasn't always the case anyways. But definitely not an item we see a ton of. The Sanj and Yasha. So we'll see if he ends up breaking this down and gets at least a Mantis style later in the game, or maybe he ends up getting a BKB now. He looks like he's feeling relatively safe. And he's gonna get another stack off. Killing all the Ancients. He's been just kind of sitting here for the last 7 or so minutes. The most half-assed race car, yes. This is the most half-assed race car build I've ever seen on a gyrocopter. He needs to get Yule's next, right? For that move speed. I mean, I guess he has passive 432 move speed. That's pretty good. It's fast. But it's not going to outrun, for example, Storm Spirit or Nature's Prophet, who can both basically teleport past you. Though Nature's Prophet may mispredict where he's going to be due to how fast. He's strength based, and Mantis style isn't particularly good on Lifestealer. Armlet is finished as well as 3,800 gold on black. See what he wants to go for. He's gonna just pour it out here. Not having any part of it. We see that missile. And this tier 1 tower in the bottom lane looks to be going down Mousesports on the opposite side of the map completely. Not going to be able to do a ton about it, and Loda gets the last in that tower. Another 800 gold on him beyond this Helm of the Dominator that he's now picked up as well. Definitely a weird build. He just wants to maim people, man. You know, there are always those games where you're just like, I really want to maim someone right now. Nature's Prophet ult as well as an Illuminate gonna fly through. Trying to stall off this push, unfortunately Bears hit really hard, turns out, and that tier 2 is already gone. Loda just gonna tank up that Illuminate for the hell of it. Now, as for pointing to the top lane, not gonna be able to defend the tower, however. Storm Spirit hanging out. He has an ultimate orb picked up now, so we're probably going to be seeing him go for a Scythe of Eyes next. Still a little ways away. As far as a Blink Dagger, for a while, that's not what I'm talking about. Rubik has a Blink Dagger. Paz has picked up a Blink Dagger in this Rubik. I mean, it makes sense on Nyx because he's strength-based and Mantis style isn't particularly good on him, but the move speed is very good on Nyx. As well as the maim, the chance to slow on a hit is particularly good on Nyx, who's melee. But Gyrocopter plays very differently from Nyx. The things that make Sanji Yasha good on Nyx are much less relevant on Gyrocopter. However, the Gyrocopter is out for Nyx. Has he bought anything? Oh, just went for a full Desolator. Wanted to make sure he had all of the money for Desolator before he bought it, just in case. And now we see No Tidehunter moving into the Roche pit. So it's going to be happening here. Mousesports look like they probably know what's going on. This ward would spot them going through this region. Going along that line and turning around. But not a ton they can do about it. Gonna channel Illuminate through. It's gonna hit on the bear, but not gonna really do anything about the put or the Roche kill. So poison. Basher up on the bear as well now. And they're gonna give that Aegis to the Gyro. Meantime, stop trying to stall this push in the bottom lane. There are a bunch of treants here. All dead now. And Mousesports moving up towards the top lane. This split push is going to become more and more of an issue from the Mousesports lineup for No Tidehunter. As the game goes on, and I'm not really sure how they're going to react to it. If they can try and make something happen here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're kind of going to need to force fights and try and go for racks pretty soon. They haven't actually even taken this tier 1 in the mid lane. Still at pretty good HP even. They've taken the tier 2s in both of the other lanes. Killshot gonna get pulled back by the skewer there. Taking a lot of damage, trying to pour it out. Shackle Shot gonna stall up for a second. He's dead. Been getting bashed, it looked like, by the bear. And it's gonna be the death of the Nature's Prophet. Pick off in the jungle. If only he had not cancelled that initial port, he would have had the time to get out. Pretty rough. Pretty rough. Gave position to S4 to set up the rest of that, and they get a kill. And I'm sure No Tidehunter are now going to take advantage of this and push up the mid lane. At least get the tier 1. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for the tier 2. They got to be feeling like they're in a pretty good position. We can take a look at Experience of Gold and see that they are in fact leading quite a bit. 10k the Experience lead. As far as blinking, trying to find someone, I'm not going to be able to. 5k the Gold lead.
Radiant's middle tower.
And that tier 1 already down. His Illuminate's trying to fly through, stall this push up as long as possible. All the heroes are going to be able to dodge it, except for Admiral Bulldog, who's like, I'm really big and fat and want to get hit by it, I guess. Stand right in the middle. We have some more Illuminates being channeled up, going to fly through. Creep wave already mostly gone, but it's going to be close enough to hit that tower. Blinding Light going to fly through as well. Loda getting pulled up by the telekinesis, and another Illuminate going to be charged up in the back. But the tower's already gone. They do too much damage with this lone druid. The bear hit too damn hard with that Hyperstone Basher, the armlet. And it's another tower gone. A little bit of split pushing coming from the Storm Spirit. Not going to be able to take this tier 2 in the bottom lane once again. As Admiral Bulldog shows up. Kiltra going to get hit by a homing missile here, or it's at least going to follow him, but he's going to be able to port out because it doesn't hit. Do a complete 180 there in midair instantly. Loda's just bait, bear's the real carry, I believe it. I mean, we've seen Admiral Bulldog do that in the past, where it doesn't matter what Loda does. He's the real carry. Killshot trying to get some farm up in this dire jungle. It looks like that's where he's feeling safe. Has a Maelstrom picked out now, so he's attacking pretty fast. And of course, Chain Lightning, pretty good for clearing off 2 creep waves, which is a thing that is desirable when you're doing a lot of split pushing. Loda has a this plus this. Okay, so he's picking up an Ethereal Blade. I was like, oh, Wing Eagle Song, he's going to be going for a Butterfly. That makes sense. And then I see Ghosts up there. This is the weirdest Gyrocopter build like I've ever seen. They don't even have like particularly large amounts of magic damage. Okay, well, Ethereal Blade gonna be picked up on Gyrocopter. There's a pipe actually up on S4. How about Windrunner? Just finished the 4-staff, but hasn't gotten anything since. And a 4-staff up on Chen as well now. Meantime on the rain side with some smokes up on Paz, hasn't really been able to get anything. That mech has been done on Keeper Light for a little bit now. And that's really it. Still no real advancement from this Storm Spirit. Black has a Demon Edge picked up now. Maybe he saw that Eagle Song and is thinking about going for MKB to counter it off. He's going to be pretty disappointed momentarily when he sees that Ethereal Blade come through. I wonder how much of this is just they're trying their best to keep Black out of the fight. Storm Spirit going to find an illusion in the lower river. And here comes the push from the Tidehunter, it looks like. They do have the Keeper Light. Pretty good for turtling up here. Just can channel those Illuminates through. In the meantime, split push in the other 2 lanes. While No Tidehunter's got 5 heroes in the mid lane. Storm Spirit going to pop some illusions in the bottom lane to try and set up that push of the tier 2. They should be able to at least get that one. The top, maybe not. Probably going to need some heroes that back here to defend. Glyph is on cooldown for the rain side. And still up actually on the Dire. And tier 3 already gone. Heroes starting to port back. The bottom lane, or bottom tower does go down. And it looks like they're going to just sacrifice their mid lane to get 2 tier 2s. They're going to get both the tier 2s out of it, so if that was their plan, they succeeded. Okay. Sweet Loda. Getting sent back to base, the bear going to go down here. Black getting that last hit, and it looks like everyone's going to get out alive. Loda was getting sent back to base by Chen, so he just dove in, used that Ethereal Blade on Keeper Light, and then was like, oh right, I can't attack him anymore. So he threw Call Down. Not enough damage to kill Keeper Light. From, you know, basically full health. It's particularly weird to get Ethereal Blade when he didn't level up his 2 nukes. Particularly weird. But that's going to be 1 lane down in favor of No Tidehunter in this mid lane. And we'll see where they want to go next, if they're just going to try and push up bottom or top now. If they can get 1 more lane, they won't really have to be concerned about the split push anymore. They'll be ahead by at least 1 set of racks if they end up just trading. It probably won't be mid since the tier 2 tower in the mid lane is down. New meta, call down, E-Blade call down, GG. And Lord just pushing. Attacks so fast. Not as fast as he'd probably be attacking with, you know, Butterfly. I guess, yeah, a little bit slower. Gives 40 agility, it's a lot, but Butterfly gives attack speed as well.
Where's the party?
Fada here, getting skewered by S4. He's completely out of mana, but not going to be able to do too much. Pause, steal, Shockwave.
Over here now.
Oh no. That Ethereal Blade, too strong! Too strong! So we get a pick off there. Black now getting chased. Doesn't have a TP scroll. Oh no, Black. He's gonna rage to dodge the shackle shot. But he's continuing to get chased by Loy. He's just too fast. Too fast to fail. 4-step comes out. The Ethereal Blade has a couple seconds left. Power shot gonna hit. Black gonna go down, gets bashed, like first hit by the bear there. Oh yeah. He's too fast and they're too maimed to get him away. And that's gonna be a backdoor on this tier 3 in the top lane. The regen unable to do crap. So Glyph will buy a little bit of time for that regen to try and kick in and do something. There's the Assault Curious up on the bear as well now. Don't remember if I mentioned it. And now Blinding Light gonna buy some more time. All they're doing is stalling that backdoor regen, keeping alive for as long as possible. Backdoor regen on the barracks now, but too many bears in the base. And that's another set of racks down. Lifestealer's still dead for 30 seconds. Storm Spirit going on Aki actually in the mid lane. On this Chen, he's gonna pop the ult. And it's pretty bad when you see a Storm Spirit that can't solo kill this. Oh, they were trying to backdoor. Or I guess not backdoor actually. Since there was a creep wave here. Okay, well they get the tier 3 down, Nature's Prophet, but he loses his life to S4, who's just probably reverse player, did. Almost has enough money for his Ethereal Blade. Get ready. That's the new meta. Everyone has Ethereal Blade. It's like you're playing Dire Tide again. Everyone just built Ethereal Blade. Shout out to people who know Dire Tide, right? Any more Ethereal Blades coming out? No. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Admiral Bulldog not participating, unfortunately. Even though he has all the money, he's trying to win. Which is why No Tidehunter can actually play and try to win and do whatever they want, because they have a player that's just carrying them through.
Not so winded now.
Rosha gonna respawn in about 20 seconds. And that's probably where we're gonna see. If a fight goes on there, it'll probably be the last fight of the game. I only expect Mousesports to really go for it because they feel like they have to. Wouldn't be surprised at all if they just give it up. This Scythe of Ice is up on Storm Spirit now, which is a thing. Alex, oh no. Loader taking a lot of damage. It looks like he might go down. Force Staff pushing him away, but there's a Vortex to pull him back in. He's gonna go down. Call down being used before he dies, but doesn't really do anything. Black trying to get in a fight with bears, and then suddenly bears. S4 almost dying from Illuminate flying through, so gonna be a trade on carries. Unfortunately, Loda does have buyback, and Black does. Oh, Black has buyback as well. Not gonna be buying back just to try and contest this Roshan again. Loda wants the Aegis pretty bad. Sell his ring? Aquila, I think. Has another Eagle Song picked up now. Trying to make this Ethereal Blade do as much damage as possible. Oh, 100 gold and S4. Be able to join this party. Get these, yeah, last hits. 3,300 gold. I imagine he's going to be a little bit of a tryhard here and just save for buyback. Chump. We could see Ethereal Blades any day. But here comes the what is likely to be the final push of the game. Only 15 seconds till Lifestealer is going to respawn. He might be forced to buy back anyways. It's kind of unfortunate for him having to buy back even after all that time. 8-7 seconds. They probably waited out 3. Creepway stalled up, and with stuff like the Blinding Light, they'll be able to buy enough time for Lifestealer to respawn the bear. Taking a lot of damage, probably going to go down. Storm Spirit coming in with the Nakes. Loda probably going to go down. Reverse play going to catch on 2. Skewer from S4 not really doing anything. Kills from going to be the first death, it looks like. Emerald Bulldog getting bashed up, going to go down. He's Basher from Black, too strong. Too big to fail. Butterfly is done now on the gyrocopter. So he was not an MKB picked up in. Loda wants to attack the building so bad. There we go.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh, he doesn't have 3 attacks per second. What a wuss. But Melee Rex is going to be down. Black taking a lot of damage. It gets killed off by Ethereal Blade. Too big. Too big to fail. The Tiger going to take game 1 in about a 37 minute. They're chasing people down. That's for skewering. Call down. Call in. Loda has butterflies, so not super concerned about diving the fountain. But that's going to be game 1 going the way of No Tidehunter. Well, everyone's not disconnected yet, waiting on pause on the Rubik to get out of here. Doesn't look like he has any intention of doing that, so we'll see the Ancient fall. Has No Tidehunter get to boost their gold per minute a little bit higher by killing off all these buildings. And there it's gonna go. So the Ancient is down. We'll get that scoreboard up for you guys once again. My name is Kanaz. This was game 1 in a best-of-3 match between No Tidehunter and Mousesports for the Russian DOTA2 League Losers Bracket. Whoever loses this match is going home. Done in the tournament. So Mousesports got to take at least the next game, and then of course the second one, or the third one rather, to continue on in their fight. Otherwise, No Tidehunter are going to continue. And that's going to be it for now. I'll be right back while we wait for that next game to get going. Thanks for coming. Feel free to stick around.